Hi, welcome to Trossel Talk. I am Michelle Trossel. This is episode 6, the reading rope, decoding. So Hollis Scarborough's reading rope tells us about the many skills that are involved in reading. We have the language comprehension section and the word recognition section. Today we're going to focus on decoding in word recognition. You'll notice it says alphabetic principle, spelling sound correspondences. So this strand talks not only about reading words off the page, but encoding, spelling words onto a page. So the alphabetic principle is the understanding that there are systematic and predictable relationships between spoken sounds and written letters. Phonemes are what we call those spoken sounds, the smallest speech sounds of language, and then graphemes are the letter or letters that represent those phonemes. In English, we have about 44 phonemes and about 250 graphemes. So that's a lot of information to keep track of. English is not crazy, it's morphophonemic. Sometimes we spell by meaning, sometimes we spell by sound. And as you remember, we have 250 graphemes, 44 phonemes, so it's important to know when we're spelling by which way. And if you understand all of those expectancies, only about 4% of words are true oddities. The Hannah, Hodges, and Rudolph study from 1966 illustrated that about 84% of words are decodable, with only possibly one exception within that word. So in order to effectively teach decoding, you first need to get yourself a great scope and sequence. 95% group has one that you can see here. The University of Florida Literacy Institute has a great one, Speech to Print by Louisa Moats. At my district, we use Foundations, that has a great scope and sequence. Find a scope and sequence. Then it's important that you understand as the teacher the relationship between phonemes and graphemes. So I've linked in the resources on the SMORE a study that Edward Fry did, updating and simplifying that Hannah, Hodges, and Rudolph study. You can see two little snippets from here. What he does in his report is he shows each phoneme, the graphemes that most typically represent that phoneme, and then an example word, and then any rule that might go along with that. This is an excellent resource. Go to the SMORE. Check it out. It will simplify your life. Start by teaching the graphemes that are most frequently used and then work your way down through. So here's just a little note about nonsense words. Nonsense words is always something we talk about in relationship to decoding. Reading nonsense words lets us know that the students are not memorizing words as pictures, but they're really internalizing those phoneme grapheme correspondences. And research studies have shown that a kindergarten student's ability to read nonsense words directly impacts their 10th grade comprehension. Students really need to be able to pull these words off of a page. In the infinitely wise words of Linda Farrell, the first rule of reading is keep your eyes on the words. The words are the part of the book that give you the information that you need to decode, to use those phoneme grapheme correspondences. Do not ever prompt students to look at a picture on a page in order to help them find the words. Teach them the phoneme grapheme correspondences they need to be masters of the alphabetic principle and to be skilled readers. Like I said, check out the resources on the SMORE. This was so incredibly fast. Continue the conversation. Find me on Twitter or through email. Until next time.